أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والنازئات غرقا والناشطات نشطا والسابحات سبحا فالسابقات سبقا فالمدبرات أمرا يوم ترجف الراجفة تتبعها الرادفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة أبصارها خاشعة يقولون أئنا لمردودون في الحافرة أئذا كنا عظاما نخرة قالوا تلك إذا كرة خاسرة فإنما هي زجرة واحدة فإذا هم بالساهرة هل أتاك حديث موسى إذ ناداه ربه بالواد المقدس طوى اذهب إلى فرعون إنه طغى فقل هل لك إلى أن تزكى وأهديك إلى ربك فتخشى فأراه الآية الكبرى فكذب وعصى ثم أدبر يسعى فحشر فنادى فقال أنا ربكم الأعلى فأخذه الله نكال الآخرة والأولى إن في ذلك لعبرة لمن يخشى أأنتم أشد خلقا أم السماء بناها رفع سمكها فسواها وأغطش ليلها وأخرج ضحاها والأرض بعد ذلك دحاها أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها والجبال أرساها متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى فأما من طغى وآثر الحياة الدنيا فإن الجحيم هي المأوى وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى فإن الجنة هي المأوى يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها فيما أنت من ذكراها إلى ربك منتهاها إنما أنت منذر من يخشاها كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها صدق الله العلي العظيم.
وآل محمد. A second salawat in the loudest of voices. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي حاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء. يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا نور يا قدوس يا ولا الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تهتك العصا. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النقم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النار. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تقطع الرجاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك واستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا. اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وانزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم أعظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيره. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فادح من البلايا قلته وكم من عثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفاته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرته. اللهم اضمى بلائي وافرط بي سوء حالي وقصرت بي آمالي وقادت بي أغلالي وحبسني النفع بعد آماني وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بجنايتها ومطالي يا سيدي فاسألك بعزتك ألا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي. وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي من لي غيرك أسألك كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولما احتنس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما هو وأسعده على ذلك القضاء فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعض حدوده وخالفت بعض أوامره فلك الحجة علي في جميع ذلك ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاء والزمني حكمك وبلاؤك وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذعنا معترفا لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني ولا مفزعا نتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبول قدري وادخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري وفكني من شد وثاقي يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني ورقة جلدي ودقة عظمي يا من بدأ خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي هبني لابتداء كرمك وسالف برك بي يا إلهي والسيد وربي أتراك مؤذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك وبعد من طوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك ولهج به لساني من ذكرك واعتقده ضميري من حبك وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تضيع من ربيته أو تبعد من أدنيته أو تشرد من آويته أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمته وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك الصادقة وبشكرك مادحة وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققة وعلى ضمائر حوات من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة وعلى جوارح سعت إلى أوطان تعبدك الطائعة وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنة ما هكذا الظن بك ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم يا ربي وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه قليل مكثه يسير بقاء قصير مدته فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه ولا يخفف عن أهله لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي لأي الأمور إليك أشكو ولما منها ضج وأبكي لأليم العذاب وشدته هم لطول البلاء ومدته فلئن صيرتني للعقوبات مع أعدائك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك وهبني صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر عن النظر إلى كرامتك أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأضجن إليك بين أهلها ضجيجا الآمنين ولأصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين ولأبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين ولأنادين لك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين يا غاية آمال العارفين يا غياث المستغيثين يا غياث المستغيثين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين ويا إله العالمين أبجرك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته وذاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته وهو يضج إليك ضجيج مؤمل لرحمتك ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمه أم كيف تؤلم النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفه أم كيف يتقلقل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم صدقه أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رب أم كيف يرجو فضلك في عتقه منها فتتركه فيها هيهات ما ذلك الظن به ولا المعروف من فضله ولا مشبه لما عملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك فباليقين يقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعظيم جاحدين وقضيت به من إخلاد معاندين لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما لكنك تقدست أسماء أحسنت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأن تجل ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوي إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من علي أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم نجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح نسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيته وبفضلك سترته وأن توفر حظي من كل خير تنزله أو إحسان تفضله أو بر تنشره أو رزق تبسطه أو ذنب تغفره أو خطأ تستره. Let's just say it together. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رقي، يا من بيده ناصيتي، يا عليم البضر ومسكنتي، يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. أسألك بحقك وقدسك وأعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي في الليل والنهار بذكرك مأمورا، وبخدمتك موصولا، وأعمالي عندك مقبولا، حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا، وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا. يا سيدي يا من عليه مولي، يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي، يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. قو على خدمتك جوارحي، واشدد على العزيمة جوانحي، وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك، حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين، وأسرع إليك في المبادرين، واشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين، وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين، وأخافك مخافة الموقنين، واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين. اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فأرد، ومن كادني فكد، واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك، واقربهم منزلة منك، وأخصهم زلفة لديك، فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك. وجد لي بجودك، واعطف علي بمجدك، واحفظني برحمتك، واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا، وقلبي بحبك متيما، ومن علي بحسن إجابتك، وأقل لي عثرتي، واغفر زلتي، فإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك، وأمرتهم بدعائك، وضمنت لهم الإجابة. فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي، وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي، فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي، وبلغ لي مناي، ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي، واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي. يا سريع الرضا، يا سريع الرضا، يا سريع الرضا، اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء، فإنك فعال لما تشاء، يا من اسمه دواء، وذكره شفاء، وطاعته غنى. ارحم من رأس ماله الرجاء، وسلاحه البكاء، يا سابق النعم، يا دافع النقم، يا نور المستوحشين في الظلام يا عالما لا يعلم صل على محمد وآل محمد وافعل بما أنت أهله وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله وسلم تسليما كثيرا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أشهد أن أمير المؤمنين عليا ولي الله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. أشهد أن أمير المؤمنين عليا Hujjatullah. Salawatullah, Assalamu alaikum. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala al-falah. Hayya ala al-falah. Hayya ala khairil amal. Hayya ala khairil amal. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Inna Allah malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Respected scholar, my elders, brothers, sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Surah Fatiha is requested for all the names listed on the screen and Kul Marhamin Al-Fatiha. Ayat Ma Yujibun is requested for all the names listed on the screen and whoever is in need of it here and elsewhere. We will recite this together. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Amman yujibul mustarra idha da'a wa yakshifu su. Amman yujibul mustarra idha da'a wa yakshifu su. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين شفيع المذنبين رحمة للعالمين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا والشفيع نفوسنا والطبيب ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعلى ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين المنتجبين المكرمين الخيرين الفاضلين السيدين الصادقين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين والآخرين إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد. مؤمنين مؤمنات, brothers and sisters in Islam and Iman, Salamun alaykum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Last week we started talking about the Middle Ages and the scientific revolution. We had a short quiz after that, and we opened up for Slido, but there were no questions. So we're going to try to keep that same format going. So today we'll continue our discussion. The quiz is live right now, so if you want to participate, then join now so we don't have to take up time at the end. Right? You can go ahead and join. And then if there's any time left over, then we can see if there's any questions left on Slido, inshallah. Please recite a salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So, in the scientific revolution, we said that after the Middle Ages, after people slowly started to move away from religion, started to question different things, the idea was that religion now was still a part of people's lives, but it wasn't as important anymore. It used to be a tool, and the only tool for figuring out what is true and what's false, what is real and what's not. Slowly, after what had happened in the Middle Ages and then the scientific revolution, people now are moving away from that traditional understanding of religion. One of our spiritual reminders last week also was discuss the concept of criticizing and condemning groups or other people. Because we said, look, how can people who believe in, a religion, believe in God, how can they replace him with something else, right? How can they go and replace God, replace the truth, our way to truth with, something else? And we said, look, we may have that same problem as well. In fact, that's the reason why we're talking about this history, this European history, what happened in the Christian European history. Because we'll start to see, as some of you might have noticed, history is repeating itself. And it's been happening, if not already happened, in the Islamic world and even in our own communities in the West. And people may not be aware. So slowly and slowly, every night, as we talk about the historical developments, we'll try our best to, connect these points to see what it is that we should be thinking about in terms of our daily life right now. So the spiritual reminder was that if you want to go, or if you're going to go and look at other people's faults, remember that you have to criticize and look at yourself first and work on yourself first. Okay. So we did the Middle Ages and we covered the scientific revolution. Now we come to what's known as the Enlightenment. Now, the Enlightenment, it's a very interesting name. As they say, right? The victors of history are the ones who write history. So they call this the Enlightenment because they want it to be something which is positive, right? Now, whether it's positive or not, we have to discuss that. So when was this? They said, look, the Enlightenment took place between the 17th and the 19th century, right? So we're talking 1600s to the 1800s. So we're getting closer and closer to our modern era right now. Who were some of the famous thinkers, right? Some names that maybe you all might know, maybe you remembered, maybe you've heard their names when you're in school or university, right? The first would be somebody, a Jewish scholar by the name of Baruch Spinoza. You have Immanuel Kant, David Hume, Jacques Rousseau, John Locke, and one individual who's kind of the bridge between what we talked about last week, the scientific revolution, and right now, the Enlightenment. He was pretty much the founding father of Enlightenment, or most of these Enlightenment scholars, thinkers, all pretty much trace their idea back to René Descartes, right? So he's sometimes known as the father of modern philosophy because of what he did and how he set the foundations and the grounds for the Enlightenment, right? Okay. Now, what makes René Descartes and what he did so special? It's from René Descartes, from his famous, as many of you probably have heard and learned before in school, cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I exist, or I think, therefore I am, or as some say, I doubt, therefore I exist and I am. We're not going to discuss that because that's a deeper philosophical discussion. But what was René Descartes trying to set up? You see, there was this vacuum now, right? As people started to push away religion as a tool to figure out what is true and false, what is right and wrong, now people needed something else to fill the gaps. So René Descartes is thinking, okay, well, what can we do? How can I figure out a way to understand what is right and what is wrong, what is true and what's false? I need a barometer. I need some sort of criterion. I need a way to measure it that's objective, that everybody can use and everybody now can figure it out. So this cogito ergo sum and everything he developed was about getting to this point that the intellect, the rational mind, is what can get us to the truth. So René Descartes is the one who set up this philosophy known as rationalism, right? Now, I know some of you have heard the word before. You think you know what it means. We're going to get to the points that are maybe a bit confusing, right? We'll get there, inshallah. Please recite a salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Okay, so what exactly are we talking about when we're talking about this idea of rationalism, right? Now, you hear rationalism, that means, being rational. Doesn't everybody want to be rational? What exactly is the problem here, right? We'll get to it. Now, at that time, right, in Europe, or around the world basically, normally the idea of focusing and emphasizing on the intellect and on the mind to discuss and figure out what is right and what is wrong, what is true and false, usually this is something that the atheists and disbelievers in God would bring up. They would say, we don't need religion. we can use our intellect and we can figure out what is true and what is false, what is right and what is wrong. No different than a lot of atheists that we have today. They claim to be following the rational philosophy, the rational school of thought. Now, René Descartes and many of these other thinkers that we mentioned, right, like Spinoza, like Hume, like Descartes, like Kant, etc., they were not atheists. They were religious individuals. They believed in God, right? They were Christians, or at least Baruch Spinoza was a Jew, but right, they're followers of the Abrahamic tradition, right? They're monotheists. They're not believing and developing these new kinds of philosophy and approaches to get right. No. They're trying to figure out what to do in life because now they see that religion can't solve their problems anymore. Religion has, because of what happened in the Middle Ages, in the Dark Ages, because of the growth in the scientific revolution, now they're figuring out that there's some gaps left in life and they need a way to figure out, what has God given us that we can use to figure out reality. See, tradition is not going to be able to solve those problems, right? Orthodox and the Orthodox Church solve it. The clergy, the scholars, they can't solve our problems. Revelation is not going to give us the answers about astronomy and astrology and biology. Even the scripture, even the Bible or any holy book won't tell us what to do in our day-to-day life. That's the ideas they started to think about and discuss, right? And this is, again, the academic world, right, of these philosophers. So what they realize is that, look, let's take the mind, which we know to be a very powerful tool, because the mind is objective. The mind can solve these problems. Let's use the intellect and the rational method to solve all these things. Let's expand the realm of the mind to solve the issues that religion can't solve anymore. So we are going to use, their claim, our God-given ability to think about the logical structure of reality. Meaning what? God created this world, right? He's not involved or he's not telling us about certain things, but we know that he made the world based on logic, based on reason, based on a rational system. So we can use our minds and figure out what he wants, right? We don't need scripture anymore. We don't need revelation. We don't need the church, and we don't need these scholars, these clergy. So this was what's happening. These were the discussions and debates churning and these fiery debates happening among the philosophers. Now, that was, again, the academics. What about the ordinary people? Now, we talked about what happened, right? Middle Ages, they started to be tormented and attacked by the very tough and strict church. Then in the scientific revolution, they started to understand this idea about science explaining the world or mathematics explaining the world, right? They started to see all these new discussions taking place. And now, moving on to the Enlightenment, they're hearing individuals talk about using your mind, using your brain, using the intellect to tell what is right, what is wrong, what things should belong in religion and what things shouldn't. So the ordinary people started to look at some ideas in religion and start to doubt them. Some of them went beyond doubting ideas in religion and they started to make fun of points in religion because they were irrational, illogical. They didn't make sense. What ideas? Things like the book itself, right? The actual scripture, the words of God. They said, this stuff doesn't make sense. It's laughable. The concept of the soul, heaven, hell, the idea of Satan, demons or jinn, angels. All of these ideas were either doubted by the general public now because of the rational movement, or they completely dismissed it and said, this stuff is just a joke that the church made up. We can use our intellect and the rational method, and we know that these things are, it's all nonsense. It's just a story. And this is exactly now where one of the biggest problems start to develop in the world, in the religious world, in the European religious Christian world. Because they started to ask, okay, if the world is based on this logical, mathematic, formulaic structure, right? If everything's logical and works like a kind of like a machine, right? Like the gears and everything they're turning. It's just a formula. 1 + 1 = 2. That's everything. If that's the case, if we're just machines, where is the room left, or is there any room left for free will? What started to develop was something called the mechanistic or mechanical philosophy, that we're not organic creatures. We don't have a soul because that's not logical. We're just, physical parts. And since we're subject to these physical parts, well, God must have just set everything in motion and he's left us alone. So maybe I don't have free will anymore. This was one of the major problems from this sort of thinking that René Descartes started, and all these other scientific revolutionary thinkers and the rest of these Enlightenment thinkers. Once everything became a part of a mathematical formula or a logical equation or a proposition, then that means now there's no room for the higher realities. There's no room for revelation, and they can't figure out certain things. They've blocked off God, basically. So they started to replace God with their own minds. In fact, what are they doing? They're replacing God with themselves. And this gives rise to something now known as what? As humanism. What is humanism? That's something that we'll have to discuss in a future session, inshallah. Please send a salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. So, many of you are thinking this, like, okay, Hasan, why are you making rationality and being rational sound so evil and bad, right? Okay, maybe they had problems in Europe, fine. Maybe they didn't, treat people fairly. But the idea of being rational, isn't that an Islamic idea? Especially for us as followers of the Ahlul Bayt? Why is it that, we're making being rational sound so bad? Aren't we supposed to be rational? Well, let's take a look. Let's look at some of the verses of Quran, right? So in Surah Anfal, chapter 8, verse 22, Allah says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Inna sharra ad-dawab 'inda Allah as-sum al-buk alladhina la ya'qilun. Over there he says, definitely, the worst living thing in the eyes of God, in Allah's eyes, is what? Are those individuals who are deaf and dumb, and the ones that what? They don't use their reason. La ya'qilun. They don't understand, they're not reasoning. So doesn't it seem like Allah is saying that, if obviously the worst type of creature is the one that doesn't use their intellect, well, wouldn't the opposite be true then? The best type of creature is the one that uses their intellect, that uses their rational capabilities? So why are we making it sound so bad? Another verse. This is in Surah, that's the ending part or the middle part of Surah Yunus, Surah Yunus, chapter 10, verse 100, where he says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَيَجْعَلُ الرِّجْسَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ لَا يَعْقِلُونَ. This one seems even worse. Allah is saying what? He puts filth, rijs, right? And rijs, we know, is not just physical impurity and physical trash and filth. It's spiritual trash and filth and impurity as well. So Allah is putting this rijs on what? On those who la ya'qilun, who don't use their intellect. Isn't this clear now? That we should be using our intellect? What's the problem here? What's going on? So this is the Quran, and many of you know many other verses, right? Why don't they think? Why don't they ponder? Why don't they reflect? Why don't they use their intellect? The Quran is full of verses telling us to use our intellects. So how is it that we're making being rational sound so bad, right? It's not just the Quran. We know there's so many narrations that talk about the beauty and the benefit and the value and the fadila, the virtue of the intellect and using our intellect. The whole first book, the section of Al-Kafi, Kitab Al-Kafi by Shaykh Al-Kulaini, rahmatullah alayh, is what? Kitab Al-Aql wal-Jahl, right? The book of the intellect and foolishness or ignorance, right? So if the first book that Al-Kulaini or Shaykh Kulaini is putting together is about the intellect and ignorance or foolishness, then this means there must be some sort of importance. And many of you have seen Shaykh Rizwan Arastu's translation and commentary, and so many narrations are there talking about the virtue and value, how we're supposed to use our intellect, the evil nature or the terrible nature of those who don't use their intellect. So what's going on here? How can we frame this idea about the intellect being so bad, right, when they were using it in Europe, but the Quran and the Ahadith say, the Ahlul Bayt are saying, use your intellect. So are we supposed to use our intellect in our religion or not? Are we supposed to examine our faith using our minds, our intellect, our rational capability and method or not? This is a question that I'd like all of you to think about. Think about with yourselves, with your spouses, with your family, your children, with your close circles. Think about this, and we're going to try to discuss this next week, inshallah. So this will be your kind of thinking homework. What we want to do now is move on to the spiritual reminders for tonight. If you can recite a salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Once again, we want you to think about, are we supposed to use our intellect in understanding the religion? The Quran is telling us to do so, but at the same time, we're somehow condemning them for making rationality a main source of understanding God and revelation, or replacing it to understand truth. So what's the issue here? What are the limits, if there's any limits, for using our intellect? That's your discussion homework. Okay. Now let's go to some spiritual reminders and reflections, right? Because we want to do this every week. Think about what's going on now in history, right? We're going from the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, we went to the scientific revolution, and now to the Enlightenment. We see that over time, people are slowly moving away from religion. They're moving away, some are moving away from God completely, or some are just abandoning their holy books, they're abandoning their places of worship, they're abandoning orthodoxy and tradition, they're abandoning their scholars, the clergy, the normal method that the ideas that people had, they're changing everything. They're starting to replace it with what? With empirical science. They're replacing it with atheism. They're replacing it with secularism. They're replacing it with rationalism. How did all this stuff happen? What exactly caused it? If you remember, one of the major factors and the main contributing factors and elements was in the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages. What was it? It was that the scholars, the clergy, the church was strict, they were harsh, and they would torture and attack people for not towing the mainstream line, for not believing what the church was telling people to believe. That strict, forceful, hateful method that they employed turned so many people off, turned many people away from religion, turned many people away from the church and into other things like going towards science instead, or going towards a rational method. Now think about our own communities. Isn't this one of our major issues right now? When we try to teach people Islam, right? We try to teach our coworkers, our friends, our family members, whoever it is, our children, our spouses, or if we're in positions of power, when we have the right to dictate or order people to do things or advise them to do things, do we use a ruthless methodology? Do we use fear and intimidation like the Inquisition during the Middle Ages and Dark Ages? Or do we use a loving, understanding, lenient, compassionate method? Now, all of us know that Islam obviously is telling us that we need to use love, compassion, forgiveness, leniency. We don't really need to offer all these proofs for that. I think everybody knows it to an extent. Let me just remind us about this, right? Especially, again, for those of us who are in positions of power. Again, parents, teachers, administrators, managers. If you have wilaya and guardianship and leadership over other people, then you and I, more than anybody else, need to make sure that we are employing a method of love, compassion, and mercy. We've heard so many stories of the Ma'sumin, alayhimus salam, dealing with their own children, dealing with other people's children, dealing with new Muslims, right? For example, we have this famous story where if I'm not mistaken, it was Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. As the companions were all gathered in one area preparing to go on an expedition. I think it was the Battle of Tabuk, if I'm not mistaken. So there was some who were, part of his, local tribe, meaning they were from Mecca, some were from Medina. And then you had others who had joined Islam. They were fresh recruits, fresh Muslims, meaning converts or reverts. And they had traveled from far away to be a part of the Muslim army. So as right now they're getting ready to go out for battle soon. They're in the masjid now, and people are doing, some of them are reciting supplications, some of them are praying, and some of them are reciting Quran. So one of these brand new, fresh Muslims is in the masjid reciting Quran, right? So he's doing something that sometimes some of us might do, or we might notice other people doing in the masjid or in the center, right? This wonderful new Muslim is reciting the Quran beautifully, but he's doing it really, really loud. So much so that, everybody else can hear it, right? And I'm sure we've come across these individuals before, right? And it might annoy us, it might bother us. We might want to come up to him and say, what are you doing? You're bothering everybody else. They can't do their ibadat properly because you're being so loud. If you want to recite Quran, recite quietly. Some of us get so triggered. We get so upset and so angry when people do stuff like this, right? Anyway, so one of the companions, I'm not going to use his name. Let's just say it's the one who was frequently angry and always wanted to attack everybody else or yell at everybody else and scared all other people and all the other companions and all the other new Muslims. This companion, he comes running to Rasulullah and he says, look, this guy is reciting Quran so loudly, we need to do something about it. We need to tell him to stop because he's disturbing everybody else. So of course, now Rasulullah is used to this guy's short temper and the fact that he has no akhlaq. He's like, look, leave him alone. He's left his homeland. He's come from so far just to be with us, right? Look at how Rasulullah is trying to calm people down and not make them so strict about these little issues. Now, is it correct to say that person, that new recruit to Islam, of course he shouldn't be. But is Rasulullah going to nitpick on these tiny issues now for these new individuals when this person's getting his Islamic training? No. He's setting an example for us. Take it easy. Don't be so harsh. We know that there's a lot of ahkam. We know there's a lot of rules. But for new Muslims, especially for people who, let's say, weren't religious before and now they're trying to become religious, don't start forcing down ahkam every single 5 seconds. You ruin this food for them. Oh, don't go eating here. This is haram, whatever. This is going to be najis. We tell them, don't wear these kind of clothes. Pray like this. You're doing this wrong. Your wudu is incorrect. Why are you trying to push people away from becoming religious? This method was never employed by the Ahlul Bayt in this manner. It wasn't. We know the famous verse of Quran that Allah says, if you, Rasulullah, if you were harsh with them, then they wouldn't have listened to you. They would have turned away. Allah softened the Prophet's heart on purpose. And the Prophet came to people with a soft heart on purpose. Even the other prophets, right? They were commanded to go to Pharaoh, to Fir'aun, softly, speak to him softly. If we have to go to Pharaoh like this, and that's how we're taught, if Rasulullah is speaking to people softly, if the Ahlul Bayt speak to the Zalimeen softly, then who are you and I to say that this person, no, he's a Zalim, he's an oppressor, he took my right away, he's ruining the community, we have to be harsh. Where are you getting these principles from? It doesn't seem like you're getting these principles from the Quran, nor does it seem like you're getting these principles from the Ahlul Bayt. If a scholar maybe is advising you to do so, that's maybe for an extenuating special circumstance, but this should not be the main way that we act. Look at this wonderful hadith from our sixth Imam, Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. He says here, Man lam yalin liman duna lam yanal hajata. Whoever is not lenient with the person that they are in charge of, right? So if you are in charge, you are managing or have wilaya and you're protecting or calling shots for somebody else, if you're not lenient with them, what happens? Lam yanal hajata. Then you will never get to your desired result. Sometimes as parents, they think, if I'm not harsh with my children, if I don't force them to practice in this way, they will never, pray. They will never fast. They'll never read Quran. They'll never understand these things. Even though the Ahlul Bayt say do otherwise, they say sit for 7 years, leave them in peace, let them play. Don't be strict with them. Only teach them small amounts of things, non-forcefully when they get a bit older. But you and I, some individuals, some parents, some schools decide, no, we're going to force these things on our children. Now, if you choose to go against the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt, that's up to you. But as Imam Sadiq is indicating here, you will not reach your desired result. You will not get a religiously practicing child. And we can see the results in our community right now. why so many people now, we have many youth who are pushed away from the community, pushed away from the center, pushed away from becoming religious. Why? Because we were not employing the tactics that the Ahlul Bayt had advised. We weren't being calm. We weren't being peaceful. We weren't being lenient. We weren't being understanding, and we weren't being forgiving and compassionate. These are the things we need to do as community leaders and guides in all the different positions that we do. Let me look at another narration from the first Imam, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam. He says here, إِنَّ الْعَاقِلِ يَتَّبِعُ بِالْأَدَبِ وَالْبَهَائِمْ لَا تَتَّبِعُ إِلَّا بِالضَّرْبِ. Definitely, an intelligent person takes advice or will accept advice through good manners. Meaning, if you use good manners and you advise somebody, then an intelligent person will accept it from you. Right? So it seems like what the first Imam is saying is, you, the advisor, use good manners, be calm, peaceful, right? Forgiving, understanding, lenient, and the intelligent person that you will create will take your advice. But what's the other side of the narration? Animals are the ones who can only be trained through beating. So the Imam here is saying, when we're forceful, when we hit, when we use this kind of method that sometimes we were taught in the East, this is the kind of thing that's only suitable for animals, for people who don't use their intellect. So if you're going to use these harsh methods, if you're going to use force and capital punishment or corporal punishment, then this will lead to creating an animal, not an intellectual, intelligent human being. We have to be very, very careful. And one last narration from the Holy Prophet ﷺ, who said, use love and affection in education and upbringing, and don't even consider cruelty an option, because a wise mentor is better than a cruel one. So hopefully all of us, inshallah, can adopt these points. Inshallah, next week we will give a few more spiritual tips and reflections, as well as continuing our discussion on the place of rationality in Islam. Where are the limits and what are we supposed to do? Let's move on to the quiz now. If you can recite as-salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay. Okay, so Elon Musk and Grimes' child is back. Go Corona is still going. Well, again, I needed you to clarify. Did you want Corona to go away, or are you cheering for Corona? You need to make your hashtag a bit clearer. Unless hashtag it means. Yeah. Maybe I don't know what it means. And especially we should be very, very careful, and let's pray for the safety of everybody, since we know that there's the second wave seems to be hitting, especially in Seminole County, with these, I think, 43 or so more cases. So inshallah, may Allah protect all of our community members, especially the elders in our community. Okay, salam alaikum to Masu, which I'm sure means Masuma. The Dojis, RJ, Sharif, Qambar, Mujahid, Jan Muhammad, probably. Jessica, Husseini, salam alaikum. Bande Khuda. The Jessas. There's so many. Which Jessas are we talking about? It's okay, we can stay anonymous. Oh, who just jumped in? Oh. Abbas, salam alaikum. 14 Masumin, that's a good number. Let's just start. Oh, now it's 15. With Sakina. Sakina made it 15. Okay, 10 more seconds. So next week, everybody, if you can, so we don't have to take so long, try to join the quiz at the beginning of our discussion rather than wait till right now. Okay, Bismillah, let's go. So, first question. What helped cause society to change from the Middle Dark Ages to the Scientific Revolution? Was it that the church and religious scholars couldn't explain things in a satisfactory way? Was it because the mathematicians and the scientists thought that they had unlocked the secrets of the natural world and they could explain everything? Or was it because classical metaphysics, philosophy, logic was being ignored? Or was it all of the above? Now, again, usually when we have these things, all of the above could be there. But remember, some of these things we were talking about, it wasn't about the change from the Middle and Dark Ages to the scientific revolution. We were talking about, we mentioned some of these points today, right, in the Enlightenment. So don't get confused, okay? We're talking about what helped cause society to change from the Middle Dark Ages to the scientific revolution. Come on, 8 more people. 7. Okay, 6 more. 5. 4. 4 more people need to answer, I think. I thought we were timing these. I didn't know we were waiting for everybody to put their answers there. I'm taking a long time to answer. Well, it's a tough question, right? Because this point goes back to last week and 2 weeks ago. Okay, 3 more answers. 2. 1. Let's hope you're taking time because you're discussing and you're thinking about it, which is a good thing, right? We should think about it, not be quick to answer if we're unsure. Oh, Hasan. Aha. So, yes, it's true. All of these are true. That's it, right? Everything here was done, right? All of the above. So, and I see some of you, they weren't talking metaphysics, philosophy, and logic was being remembered, that you had many scholars in the Middle Dark Ages and the scientific revolution were trying to explain properly using philosophy, using metaphysics, but largely they were being unfortunately, right? Your St. Thomas, Aquinas, and many others. Okay, let's go to the next one. Why, possibly, does Allah say, don't criticize in Surah which is chapter 49, verse 11, in saying, don't criticize others, right? So if you remember, the verse here was وَلَا تَلْمِزُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, right? So it could be that he doesn't want us to be strict with ourselves because Islam's easygoing, forgiving, merciful. Or he wants us to seek out trained scholars to criticize us because they're the only ones with the proper training in spiritual psychology. He wants us to go beyond criticism and tell others how to fix their problems. Or he wants us to realize that when we criticize others of something, we most likely have that problem or those problems ourselves. So which could it be? Now, the first, let's see. He doesn't want us to be strict with ourselves because Islam is easygoing, forgiving, and merciful. Well, I mean, that's true, isn't it? Islam is supposed to be easy. We were just saying that before, that sometimes we're the ones who are being strict. So maybe that makes sense. Well, it's also true that if we actually want to have spiritual growth, we have our limits. We need scholars to help us out and tell us, what our weaknesses are and what our strengths are. Whether it's marital counseling, parental counseling, a lot of other things. Or he wants us to go beyond criticism and tell others how to fix their problems, which is true, right? We shouldn't just be criticizing people. We have to help them, right? Or the other point is what? That when we criticize others, we probably have that issue ourselves. Well, that could or could not be true, but what exactly possibly is the reason we mentioned about this verse? Why is this verse worded like that? We gave some narrations to explain, if you remember. Hasan, right? It's because Allah wants to say, look, if you can see a problem in somebody else, it's because you've got that issue in you. In a sense, we saw the narrations that say, it takes one to know one. That's why Allah is saying, look, don't criticize yourselves. You all have the problem. Yes, it's true you have to start with yourself, but the main point of the narration, of the verse and the narrations explaining it is, we've got the issue. So fix yourself and then you can go and fix others. Okay, 2 more questions. Okay, Imam Ali alayhi salam says we should analyze and try to fix 4 things simultaneously within ourselves. Is it, number 1, knowledge of God, attitude towards prayers, method of reciting du'as, and obeying the Imam? Or knowledge of God, our attitude towards prayers, obeying the Prophet and obeying the Imam? Or religion, changing or understanding our religion, our opinions, our politics, and charity? Or our religion, our opinions, our morals, and our manners? Which of these things do we need to start analyzing together as a whole and fix so that we become more complete and better individuals, right? We gave this narration from our first beloved Imam last week, right? The actual narration, as you guys are thinking about it, was على العاقل, right? An intelligent, an aqil, an intellectual, intelligent person should examine equally. He mentioned 4 things, and then he said that they should collect and record these in their heart or in a book, and they should try to get rid of the weaknesses. Now, all of these things are important, aren't they? But which one did we mention in this specific narration? Okay, 4 more people. Two more, I think. 1 more. Ahsant. This was tough for some of you, huh? That's about almost a 50-50 split. The correct answer was religion, opinions, morals, and manners. The Imam said, check equally your deen, your ra'i, your opinions, right? Your akhlaq, and your adab. These things are important that have to be looked at together. Why? Because our identity is connected to all of these things. And we have to make sure we're not putting our own opinion in religion, and that our morals and manners are in sync with the religion that we should be perfecting every single day. Okay, I think we've got one more question now, right? Let's do it. What was one of the main features of the Enlightenment? Again, this was our discussion from today, so hopefully you guys get this right. Was it the discovery of electricity, the focus on spiritual enlightenment and progress through science and the intellect, emphasis of the scientific and empirical method, or emphasis on logic, reasoning, and rationality? So, now, obviously it's the Enlightenment, right? So it has to do with lights, so it could be the discovery of electricity. We talked about how there are so many different new pieces of technology and science being developed, so electricity could have been one of them, right? Or, no, it was about spiritual enlightenment and progress through science and the intellect. You talked about how they used, there were obviously some people who were still believing in God, so they wanted to improve upon themselves. Or was it that no, because we're talking about right after the scientific revolution, now the main emphasis is about science and the empirical method? Or that no, when we're talking about enlightenment, we're talking about enlightened thinkers, meaning I'm going to use my logic, I'm going to use my reason, I'm going to use my rationality. Which of these was the main feature of the Enlightenment? What do we think of when we're talking about an Enlightenment scholar, Enlightenment philosopher, Enlightenment thinker? A few more left. Okay, 2 more response, and then we'll be done for tonight. And then I know we're out of time, but I guess if we have maybe 1 question on Slido, we can take a look. Okay, so Ahsant, most of you were paying attention then. So the emphasis of the Enlightenment was about rationality and rationalism, the rationalism of Descartes. It's logic, reasoning, rationality. That's how we can figure out the things that religion can't tell us about, right? So the focus on spiritual enlightenment and progress through science and the intellect, it was there, but that was not the main focus and the emphasis of the Enlightenment. Okay, Hasan, let's see. Who took first prize tonight? Great. I did not want Corona to be number 1, but I guess Corona has done it. Okay, good job. I guess good job, Corona. And the Dojis and Ali, very good. And of course, Jessa is not far behind, and Mujahid, John Muhammad, very good. So I think first time we had usually 4 or 5 people for first place. This time only 3 people. So I got to make it trickier so we can actually get 1 person instead, inshallah. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. إلهي أذن البلاء وبرئ الخفاء وانكشف الغطاء وانقطع الرجاء وضاقت العرض ومنيت السماء وأنت المستعان وعليك المشتقى وعليك المعول في شدة والرخاء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أولي الأمر الذين فرضت علينا طاعتهم وعرفتنا بذلك منزلتهم، ففرج عنا بحقهم فرجا عاجلا قريبا كلمح البصر أو هو أقرب يا محمد يا علي يا محمد. اكفياني فإنكما كافيان وانصراني فإنكما ناصران يا مولانا يا صاحب الزمان. الغوث 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 أدركني 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 الساعة 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 العجل 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 يا أرحم الراحمين بحق محمد وآله الطاهرين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا وارث آدم صفوة الله، السلام عليك يا وارث نوح نبي الله، السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله، السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله، السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله، السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا وارث أمير المؤمنين ولي الله عليه السلام، السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى، السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى، السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثاره والوتر الموتور. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونهيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأصلاب الشامخة والأرحام المطهرة، لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها ولم تلبسك من مدلهمات ثيابها، وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين، وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الهادي المهدي، وأشهد أن الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وأعلام الهدى والعروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبإيابكم موقن بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي وقلبي لقلبكم سام وأمري لأمركم متبع صلوات الله عليك وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحباءه، السلام عليكم يا أصفياء الله وأوداءه، السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة سيدة النساء العالمين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي الولي الناصح، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي عبد الله، بأبي أنتم وأمي طبتم وطابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم وفزتم فوزا عظيما، فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليكم يا أبا الفضل العباس ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوصيين، السلام عليك يا ابن أول القوم إسلاما وأقدمهم إيمانا وأقومهم بدين الله وأحوتهم على الإسلام. أشهد لقد نصحت لله ولرسوله ولأخيك فنعم الأخ المواسي. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة استحلت منك المحارم وانتهكت حرمة الإسلام. فنعم الصابر المجاهد المهامي الناصر والأخ الدافع عن أخيه المجيب إلى طاعة ربه الراغب فيما زهد فيه غيره من الثواب الجزيل والثناء الجميل، وألحقك الله بدرجة آبائك في جنات النعيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم أئمة المسلمين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والحجة بن الحسن يا صايع الزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا مظهر الإيمان، يا إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان. أجرى الله فرجا وسخر الله تعالى مخرجا وظهورك ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم كل وليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقاعدا وناصرا وتليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتيه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.